Hi class, I hope this video finds you well. If you do the problems out of the book, then you're doing 9-3, and those are the numbers there. If you do it on WebAssign, it's actually the computer has it synced correctly this time. It's due April 2nd, which is Thursday at 6 o'clock, and it's set 15. Okay? All right. So tonight we're going to talk about, some of you had already tried the quiz. The quiz, technically, those are notes from last time. Sorry, I'm just moving my chair in, so don't get seasick. The quiz technically would have been taken Thursday in class, so get it to me sometime Thursday evening. Some of the questions that are on the quiz we'll cover tonight, so that's why you haven't seen it yet. And what else about that? Or, I'm flexible. I understand some of you are taking care of other loved ones, etc. So if you get it to me over the weekend, that's fine too. Hopefully that's the last paper quiz. I'm going to try to put we have one more quiz and the final. I'm going to try to put them on Blackboard, pretty much because it's easier for me. Because think about grading things by picture. I can't oh, there's partial credit and that sort of thing. All right, so tonight we're doing 9-3 and 9-4. Logarithmic functions is 9-3. If you thought the videos were short last time, when I first recorded it, it was 37 minutes because I had written it out. When I re-recorded it, I had already written it out, so that's why I was a little bit faster. All right, logarithmic functions. These are a little bit confusing, and I'll show you why, okay? What these basically are is y equals the log of base A of x, okay? So what that means, if you raise a to the y, that's going to give you x. Okay, so that's why they're a little bit confusing, and hopefully this doesn't go back and forth like last time. But we're raising, this is your base, we're raising it to this exponent to get this number. Okay, they become a little bit easier once we plug in numbers. So let's look at some numbers. Let's just look and see if we needed to do inverses or not. All right, so if we have the log base 3, I don't know why that's being fuzzy, sorry. Okay, log base 3 is equal to 9, is what that's saying. So what you have to figure out is 3 to the what equals 9, okay? Well, 3 squared obviously equals 9. So y in this case is 9. Why did they have that differently? I see what they did. Okay, they just kind of assumed it. So y equals 2. In other words, 3 squared equals 9. Okay? All right, let's look at another concrete example. Log base 4 equals 2. So that one seems a little bit tricky, okay? 4 to the what equals 2, all right? So that's gonna have to be a fraction. 4 to the 1/2 equals 2, or the square root of 4 is 2. Okay, 4 to the 1/2 you can also write as the square root of 4 equals 2. So in this case, y equals 1/2. Okay, you can already see how this is going to be longer since I'm writing. Let's try another one. Log to the base 5 equals 1. In other words, 5 to the what is going to equal 1. Well, if you remember from last time, anything to the 0 power equals 1. So 5 to the 0 equals 1. So here y equals 0. Okay? One more. Let's do a couple more, sorry. All right, log base 10, which is the normal base that you'll see it in, and what most calculators can do. Well, all calculators can do this. They can't do the other bases, and we'll talk about that. Log to the base 10 equals 1/10. In other words, 10 to the what equals 1/10. Okay? So here, 10 to the -1 equals 1/10, or y equals -1. All right? And, okay, the last one's kind of tricky. Log to the base 3 of -1 equals what? Well, think about it. If you raise it to the 0, you get 1. If you raise it to a fraction, okay, a half, like we did here, okay, you're still going to get a positive number. So you're never going to get a negative number. In other words, 3 to the y equals -1 has no solution, or it's undefined. And you'll see that more when we graph these. Okay. All right. So let's look at some properties of logs. And then I might save graphing for the next video. Sorry that these are in snippets, but I don't want to make them too long. Then it takes really long to download and get to you. Okay, properties of logarithmics. Logarithms, sorry. Logarithms. Let's make that an S. Okay, we're good. So log base A equals 1. That's going to be 0. In other words, A to the 0 equals 1. Okay? Log base A equals A, that's going to be 1. In other words, A to the A, I'm sorry, A to the 1 equals A. And then log base A to the AX, that kind of cancels each other out, is going to equal X. Okay, in other words, A to the X obviously equals A to the X. Okay, so what you have to remember about these is this little number, kind of the subscript, is your base. What it's equal to is your exponent. And then this is what the whole thing's equal to. So I'm trying to point here. A to the 0 equals 1. Okay, and that's why it's confusing. It's a little bit backwards. It's not A to the 1, but it's A to the 0 equals 1. All right, I'm going to stop this one here, and then the next one we'll pick up with graphing, and then go on to natural logs, change the base, so I might make a few snippets, okay? And then 9-4.